Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori. I am part of Chart Guys. I've been a trader and technical analyst for the last 8.5 years. Today, I'm going to bring you, what day is it? May 16th. That's what day it is. May 16th, 2024, the market action. We had tons of MJ action. We had the meme coins take a dive, semis take a breather. It was just a crazy day. Walmart had a big run up on earnings, and Baba was really on fire today. So let's go take a look at the charts and let's make my face a little bit smaller. Yeah, that'll work. All right. So starting with ES. So on ES, our major indices, we got a new all-time high today. There's nothing bearish about new all-time highs. However, we can get a breather. It's okay. We've been saying for 2 weeks, or I have been saying we've had runway on the RSI. Well, the RSI is reaching 66. It was a little bit higher earlier. So we do have some, I don't want to say topping out, because all-time highs again are not bearish, but this is some elevated bear volume. It's not anything to ignore at this point. As long as we're holding the 4-hour 12 EMA, I am bullish. So I'll just keep it simple like that. I don't want to overcomplicate things. Looking at NASDAQ, same principle applies. As long as we're holding the 4-hour 12 EMAs, I'm not bullish. We hit a new all-time high today. RTY, we are, what is that? We're about 2% or 1% away from the all-time highs here. We are closing the day with a daily inside bar. The Russell took a breather, and that would be expected with all of these meme coins, really taking a rest and taking a dive at that point, that the Russell would pull in a bit. Dow hit 40191. It did not hit a new all-time high today, so that is somewhat notable. So two of our Fab 4 indices hit a new all-time high. VIX perked up a little bit, but I wouldn't say that bulls have done any type of harm to the bears. We are still below the hourly EMA on VIX, and that's good for the overall market. Bitcoin took a brother. They did that too. No, a breather with a potential 1-hour bear flag. On the daily, they're fine. Over the 50 EMA, holding the 4-hour 12 EMA. Bulls will be looking for back burner opportunities, and I would say your next back burner opportunity will be on the hourly, meaning you wait for hourly oversold and then look for a possible reversal on a shorter term time frame in order to buy that dip, even if it's for a flip, and that rhymed. All right, coin was weak all day. When a chart shows you who they are, believe them. Same thing with people. Look at this. It took a dive all day long. It was not above the 5-minute 12 EMA all day. That is a trending day down. I'm not saying coin won't bounce. It will likely get a bounce tomorrow. It will just be a oversold relief bounce. Not expecting much, but again, I like to remind everybody, including myself, when a chart shows you who they are, believe them. Mara was definitely not as weak as coin, and we closed the day with a 30-minute EQ. I would say that's pretty healthy considering Bitcoin's was down 1.5, Mara was down 2.77, no big deal. MSTR had a huge double-digit run yesterday, so the fact that it pulled back 4% is not shocking. I think we could be looking for an hourly oversold back burner on MSTR tomorrow, especially if Bitcoin is bouncing. Riot close very similar tomorrow with just a tightening pattern. This will be interesting into tomorrow, actually. The dollar kind of perked up a little bit. We're looking for an hourly lower high compared to 104.626, and we have the hourly 50 MA overhead. Gold was slightly red, which you can anticipate with the dollar bouncing. 4-hour, we are looking for the higher low. 4 hours holding the 12 EMA. It's not game over for the gold bulls yet. We do have a little IHS pattern in RSI. I do not trade those in a vacuum. I wait for price action to confirm, and that's just an extra piece of data for confluence or extra evidence if the price action supports that. So, but I always like to make note of it. GDX took a breather today. Let me look at this on a higher time frame. This could be an 8-hour cup and handle on GDX. That looks pretty healthy. Pretty healthy day. Silver down 1% more than gold, and you would expect that with silver having a much bigger run, that their consolidation and their rest period would be a little bit deeper than gold. I wouldn't say that's necessarily bearish. Sorry about the water gulping noise. All right, looking at oil. So oil, we've been looking for the weekly higher low here at the 50 MA. We've been looking for the daily higher low at the daily 200 MA. We've been looking for the 4-hour higher low and hourly. Oh, I didn't realize it closed this tight. Wow, 5 inside bars. I did not look at it in the last 2 hours. Very interesting. When this breaks, you could get a decent trade out of that. All right, let's look at semis. So actually, let's stop and look at the heat map. When you look at the heat map, semis were somewhat red all across most of our big names. They were just taking a breather. I don't think it was any structure broken today on our semi stocks. I don't see any cause for pause there. And we had consumer defensive was very bullish. As you can imagine, Walmart earnings were great, and I supported that. And they were wonderful, and they rallied most of the day. Just a really great day for Walmart. So healthcare took a little bit of a breather. It was kind of a mixed bag out there. That's why we didn't totally fall apart. And again, I'll just keep repeating, as long as we have a 4-hour 12 EMA hold, I am giving the bulls the benefit of the doubt. All right. So NVDA took a breather. SMCI had a much bigger day than NVIDIA yesterday. So it had a deeper retracement today, up to 5%. But we're looking for an hourly higher low compared to, what was that, Wednesday's low. So tomorrow, if we have a gap down and we're still holding Wednesday's low, that could be a decent setup for a long. And again, semis in general, taking a break, but they have plenty of room for an hourly higher low and a 4-hour higher low compared to Wednesday's low. That can be a setup for tomorrow. All right, looking at Apple. Apple closed green, held the closing price from yesterday. I don't think there's anything untoward or scary in here. This could be a 15-minute falling wedge, and we have a squeeze. So let's watch that into tomorrow. And then the other setup I wanted to point out to you is on Netflix. We have a 4-hour tightening pattern and a high compression squeeze. So definitely watching semis for a long. Apple has a squeeze and a potential falling wedge on the 15-30 minute. We'll be watching that tomorrow. And Netflix 4-hour tightening pattern. That's 3 names I'm watching into tomorrow's open. Doesn't mean I'm going to trade them. It's just what is on the agenda. Amazon closed red today. They did not break Wednesday's low. It's not game over for bulls just yet. But Amazon needs to get its act together. I've been giving it the 2-day chart just to kind of ignore that little pivot, but they need to make their higher lows sooner than later. We went over Netflix, that 4-hour tightening range, potential 2-day bull flag. Tesla closed green, went sideways most of the day, couldn't get over the Great Wall of Louisiana, which is what I affectionately call the hourly 50 MA. Tesla was pretty choppy, and we closed with a 30-minute EQ. And for the piece de la resistance, CGC, and if I said that wrong, which I probably did, please don't at me. I'm from Louisiana. We're lucky I can even spell and say words. So President Biden, he tweeted out today, too many lives have been upended because of failed approach to marijuana. That too. Marijuana. The Justice Department is taking the next step to reclassify marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 drug under federal law. And it's my understanding there's a 60-day comment period. And then because they're questioning, does that mean it has to be prescribed or not? So there's still some unanswered questions. So what happened to the charts? Well, they got a nice pop and gave a lot back, a lot more than what bulls would have liked. What's a lot more? Let's measure it. Oh, didn't have my magnet on. Sorry about that. So they retraced about 50% of the move. So a higher low is possible compared to today's low tomorrow. And we'll see, do bears put in hourly lower highs and start daily consolidation, or can bulls reverse this and get a higher high? Curl F, it pulled back a lot more than CGC. MSOS, it pulled back to yesterday's high of 976, and we closed right there at that level. Not the most impressive close. Bulls want to see a lot more. Bears have to make that hourly lower high tomorrow to prove their position. And Tilray lost the prior day high, but I mean, that's a pretty good close. So they retraced about 40% of the move. So not too bad. XLF closed flat after getting a new all-time high this morning. And bears made 30-minute lower lows into the end of day. They meant business. So I am watching GS for a short because I like things to be crystal clear. And again, my 7-year-old nephew could probably draw this trend line. I'm not a big trend line person because they can be subjective, but this one's pretty clear and straightforward. I'll be looking for a potential short on GS, but not now. They got a new all-time high today. XLV held up wonderful early on and then got weak toward the end of the day. We couldn't get through the prior day high. And then our meme coins, they blanked the bed, fill in the blank. Game was down 30%, which is surprising because AMC was only down 15%, and they're the ones that had the $168 million dilution yesterday. So Game, if we have a gap down open tomorrow, I think that could be interesting for a long. Your next support is 24.77. AMC has filled its gap. And this still could be an hourly falling wedge. We'll see. We'll know tomorrow morning. And as I said, Walmart had a great day up on earnings, held up well despite market bouts of weakness. And Baba and most of the FXI names, they had a wonderful day. Baba up 7%, held the 15-minute 12 EMA all day long. All right, I think that's all the stuff I wanted to show you. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. And how about go give me a follow on on Twitter at ChartGal Lori. That'd be lovely. All right, thank you so much. And TCGers, I'll see you in the room.